Welcome back to the DFS Sweatshop. I'm your host, your DFS Jerusalem, coming to you live from the list. You got 150 entries, and then you're a shark, and I don't fuck with you. So there's too much good shit on here. This is the often imitated, never duplicated. I'm here with my lovely co-host. Thank y'all. Stay safe. Enjoy. I may have been calling in to work. You're gonna be in the running for the Snowflake of the Year. Get your shit together with your snowflake. I'm at the crib, man, and I'm just finishing up. Stop. Throw them bitches in the main. I'm telling you. You're gonna see the results, bro. You're gonna see it. This is what's really gonna help you out. You know how I feel about the home dogs. There's a lot of fight in the home dogs, and I really think a lot of shit to go over tonight. Who that scored all them points over there? Player of the night. Get him in your lineups. Get him in there, and let's go get this money. Thursday, let's go, and remember, in the sweatshop, we always keep it 300.
Yo, what is going on? What's happening? This is the big homie, the DFS Jerusalem. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at, well, let's see if it's still at DFS Jerusalem on Twitter. Let's see, because it might be at something else. I've been doing some other stuff. I'd had some other irons in the fire. A lot of family shit going on. Well, still, still DFS Jerusalem. A lot of family shit going on, man. A lot of stuff happening. Shout out to everybody in the DFS world. Shout out to everybody that has been out there still, in support of me, in support of the channel, helping out wherever you can. The group is still going. Shout out to the homie Samuel. I like to drum. He's been holding the group down a lot, man. And it's just a real pleasure to be back in the shop. We're gonna be chopping up some MLB. I think we're gonna start taking it on through the rest of the MLB season, right on into football. Yo, what's up? Yo, it is lit in the chat right now. Shout out to Eric, the homie, the envious one, Loose Screw, Mike Lowry, Ahmed. What's up, big homie? Yes, man. Good to see all of you here, man. And I've still been playing, bro. Like I can't give up DFS, man. I fucking love this shit. Okay, so I've still been playing, and I've been having a good time with it. Just not as seriously as I had been in the past. A lot of stuff happened, man. Yo, big shout out to the homie Landon Taylor, man. If you don't remember, those of you that have been with me for a very long time, the homie LT, man, the guy behind the scenes that really made the sweatshop go. He's been engaged in a fight with Hodgkin's lymphoma, so keep him in your prayers. He started chemotherapy, should be doing well. Also, another one of my partners, man, Dion, man, aka Primetime, he passed while I was away on hiatus, man. So there's so much stuff been going on, man. The girls have been growing up. The baby is not a baby anymore. A lot of shit, man. Lot of shit, bro. A lot of shit. But let's go ahead, jump into it. Anybody that's new to the channel, please go ahead, like, subscribe, share if you need to. I'm gonna be opening up my head, man, cracking my head wide open, and giving you a real look at what I do in terms of my MLB DFS research. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump right into it, man. We're gonna jump right in. We've got, I believe, 9 games on deck coming up for this Thursday. So we're definitely gonna be doing a lot. Definitely gonna be doing a lot of research, and you can meet me inside of the VIP to do a little bit more in-depth research. But like I said, we do have on deck, I think it's 8 games. We're going Tampa Bay, Baltimore at 7. The weather looks good. We've got Kansas City, New York. We've got the Mets going to Pittsburgh. We've got Minnesota at Boston, Philadelphia in Cincinnati. Washington is going to be in Miami still. We've got the Dodgers in Atlanta, Oakland A's in Texas, and Milwaukee and San Francisco. So one of the first things we're going to want to look at here is, ballparks that are friendly to hitters. We love high ISOs. We love power hitters. Chicks dig the long ball. We do too. So those are things that we are definitely going to be focusing on. Mike Lowry says no camera. Nah, man, y'all need to see my pretty face right now, man. It might slow the stream down, so we're going to start out just doing it this way. So, yeah, let's go ahead and jump right in. We're going to be coming from MLB.com. And this is what we're going to do. We look at the two pitchers. We've got Jacob Junis, right-hander, going against Sonny Gray, the other right-hander here. And the first thing we want to do is we want to see where these teams are. We look at the conditions of the field conditions, the weather, what's going on here. One thing I can tell you is, let's look at it. The Yankees are going to be at home, a very, very solid park for hitting. Let me see if I can pull up the park factors, because that should help out. And yeah, look at park factors. You can put up the park factors and see how that helps. Was it park factors? Yeah, it runs. Yeah. ESPN has a good site for that. Yeah. So in terms of home runs, right? And these are the best parks to hit in. So we see Yankee Stadium here is number 10. Really solid place for hitting. That's what we like. We've got the Yankees, Jacob Junis, who's a pretty decent pitcher. Sonny Gray, who's had some struggles earlier in the season, but is kind of, rounding into form. Had a really good game out last time. So what we're looking at, we want to see what the Yankees do at the crib versus right-handed pitching. So we will go to Fangraphs, and we're going to have a look. This is over the month of July, one of the best ISOs in the game. I'm talking third ranked here. Pittsburgh has been on fire recently, as you know. So you've got the New York Yankees here, a 204 team ISO against right-handed pitching at the crib. 356 is the wOBA with a 126 WRC plus. That's one of the better stacks on paper should be my New York Yankees tomorrow. Should easily be that. So then we're going to go look on the other side, the Kansas City Royals on the road versus right-handers. Let's take a look at that. This one here, yeah. Here we go. Yeah, this is on the road versus right-handers, and see, what Kansas City has been doing. Now, they're pretty good in the month of July, too, with a 202 ISO, 333 wOBA, a 26.1% K rate. So that's going to lead you to believe, if you think that Sonny Gray is a guy that can go out and K a lot of cats at home, especially a team like this that's really swinging for the fences. They're not just trying to put the ball in play. They're trying to hit jacks. That does make Sonny Gray, a middling prospect for us. Somebody that I think that we can hang our hat on. Maybe have a closer look at him tomorrow as we get more information about this game. The next game we're going to take a look at is going to be the New York Mets going to Pittsburgh to take on the Pirates. We've got Steven Matz here. He's 4-8 with a 3.65 ERA, 88 Ks for him. Nick Kingham, he's 5-4, a 4.11 ERA, 54 Ks, but he's had some really solid starts. Pittsburgh is a very good place for pitching. It'd be tough for me to play a pitcher at this point against the Pittsburgh Pirates and how well they've been hitting. Also, the Mets bats have kind of woken up over the last couple of days too. They've got a couple of guys come back from injury. We know Jonas Cespedes will not be in the lineup now. And you have a look at what these guys have done against each other. Not a ton of BVP here to speak of. So definitely want to go to the numbers, see what it does. We look at the Mets on the road versus right-handed pitching in the month of July, see how they've been. And it's not great for them. Let's take a look. Oh, actually, no. They've been pretty good. 207 ISO, 333 wOBA with a 105 WRC plus. The K rate is at 23.8%. I think that's just high enough to consider the fact that they're going to be swinging for the fences, but still, not a situation where I would just want to stack up all of the Mets bats against Kingdom. But I think a solid play here or there. I wouldn't call the Mets a stack that I would love for the night. But if there's a couple of guys that I can see that are I think going to be low owned or be a little bit cheaper than some of the higher price bats, definitely think I can hang my hat on a couple of these guys here. All right. It feels good to be back, bro. Chopping this joint up. Oh man, I've missed this, bro. All right, so then we're looking at Pittsburgh against Steven Matz. Now we do want to see Pittsburgh at the crib versus left-handed pitching. I think they may I probably haven't seen a lot of at bats. You're looking at 103 at bats, a 167 ISO, 281 WOBA. Excuse me. 281 BABIP, excuse me, that's that, and a 318 WOBA. I think I could play a couple of Pittsburgh bats against Mets. I wouldn't call them a stack to love. I think the heat that they've displayed over the last few games probably ran its course. So I'm not a huge fan of stacking the Pittsburgh Pirates, but I think a couple of bats here and there, guys that you can use. If you get Edwin Diaz, the Diaz kid, that's a catcher that usually bats clean up. If you get him in a good spot, righty-lefty matchup should be good to go. But I wouldn't play a ton of the Pittsburgh guys against Steven Matz. So let's check out the next game we got is going to be the Tampa Bay Rays and the Baltimore Orioles. This is a battle of the cellar dwellers. This game, just looking at it, right? This game looks like it could be a fucking scoring explosion because both of these pitchers are not very great. Both of the teams have been hitting very well. I can guarantee you. I mean, cats like the Bowers kid has been crushing lately. CJ Cron's been hitting well. Carlos Gomez, Kiermaier has been hitting well fairly recently. And then we've seen the Baltimore bats wake up over the weekend against Boston. So could definitely take some bats here. Hunter Wood did have a decent start out the last time out, but I wouldn't hang my hat on playing him. If he's probably going to be fairly cheap. Let's have a look at the price on him. We're going to go to DK and take a look at the price on Wood because Wood is cheap, even though Alex Cobb. Oh, so it doesn't have him listed here. Doesn't have him listed. Let's see. Hunter Wood. He's 4K, bro. He's 4K. Hunter Wood might be might be a move. He might be a move. Hunter Wood cheap as a mug. Damn. That's not bad at all, fam. Yeah, Hunter Wood might be solid. Yeah, Hunter Wood might be solid. That's somebody to look at. What's the price on Wood? Let's look at pitching. Or is he not? I'm not sure. I guess we can come back to that. So, but yeah, it got Wood and Cobb here. So we look at the Rays. The Rays on the road versus right-handed pitching in the month of July. Not horrible. I mean, a 171 ISO, a 360 WOBA. So maybe they haven't been hitting for a lot of power with the 171 ISO, but they have been getting on base. That 360 WOBA does mean something. A 20.7% K rate. I do think you can grab some Tampa bats here. I don't think a lot of people are going to be on them. I think they're still in a solid spot. Let's go take a look at the Baltimore Orioles at the crib versus right-handed pitching. Let's make sure that Wood is a right-hander too. Okay, yeah, certain. Okay. So now we look at them in the month of July, the Orioles at the crib. a 22.8% K rate, just high enough to attack, but a 175 ISO with a 306 WOBA. If Wood is there and he's really cheap, I can definitely see using him as a salary saving option. So far, Sonny Gray looks like somebody we can use. Alex Wood, excuse me, not Alex Wood, but Hunter Wood looks like somebody else that we can definitely use. Next game we got is going to be the Minnesota Twins going to Boston, man. They're going to be taking on the Red Sox. Kyle Gibson, the right-handed pitcher, 4-7 at 3.57 ERA, 119 Ks. We got Brian Johnson, the lefty. He's 1-3 with a 3.81 ERA and 47 Ks to his credit. Against Gibson, okay, batters against Gibson. Mookie Betts, man, 3 jacks against him and 12 at bats, hitting 500. So, BVP is subjective and it is what it is. But when you've got a guy that's batting 500 and 12 at bats and hit 3 jacks against this pitcher, that is definitely something to take a look at. Yo, Lorenzo Robinson, much love to your big homie. Then we go down and take a look at JD Martinez. A couple home runs, 27 at bats, batting 333. That is definitely going to be usable in terms of BVP. Let's have a look at what Boston has been doing at the crib versus righties during the month of July. And they cooled off a little bit, but this is still the Boston Red Sox, man. The 349 WOBA means they're definitely playable. 332 BABIP, only a 171 ISO. We need that to be higher. We need to hit more power. But just look at the K rate, bro. This team just does not strike out. 18.9% K rate. They do put the bat on the ball. And if you get them to barrel it up, bro, you're going to be going ham. So JD Martinez hit 2 jacks for us the other night. That's definitely somebody that we're going to want to shade our attention toward, okay? So Boston looks like they could definitely be a stack that we could enjoy. Looking at the Twins going against Brian Johnson, I want to have a look at Minnesota on the road versus left-handed pitching. And they've actually been hitting pretty well as a whole recently. But let's see where they are against lefties. They're going to be toward the bottom half of the league, bro. Now, only a 19.9% K rate. And this is 161 at bat. So this is not a terribly small sample size. 0.067 ISO with only a 270 WOBA. Brian Johnson could be somebody that I think you may want to take a chance on. They don't hit well against left-handers. There's not a ton of BVP in the way of Minnesota bats against Brian Johnson, but this is a guy that's fairly decent. I mean, he's not a shitty pitcher. So somebody that I think you can use as a salary saving option if he's going to be there. Let's take a look at. I mean, because you can kind of already count on. Yeah, Brian Johnson is 5.7 against Minnesota. You can kind of already on FanDuel already count on the Boston bats securing a lead and possibly a win for him. So, I mean, I wouldn't rule out playing Brian Johnson. I wouldn't rule it out. I think that could be definitely usable. Let's look. Pictures. He's 7K. 7K on DraftKings. 7K on DraftKings. All right. Next game we got is going to be the Philadelphia Phillies going to Cincinnati to take on the Reds. This is a very, very solid spot for hitting, bro. Like, this is like where you want to be. This is one of those parks that is great for home runs. Great American Small Park, man, Cincinnati, Ohio. This is the number 3 ranked park behind Globe Life in Arlington, Texas, and of course, Citizens Bank in Philadelphia. Like, this is one of the best parks for batters. So if we got any weak pitching, we're going at it full tilt. So we got the Reds at the crib versus lefties. No real BVP to speak of. Let's go ahead and check out how the Reds do at the crib versus left-handed pitching. How they've done. I hope that the numbers don't say that they've been great because I have a feeling, I have a sneaky suspicion. Good God, look at this K rate, bro. 37.5% K rate for the Reds at the crib versus lefties. 0.086 ISO. a 1.97 WOBA. Now this is a very small sample size, only 64 plate appearances. But damn, bro, they've been owned at the crib versus lefties. That's tough right there. That is tough. Ranger Suarez. He's set to make his MLB debut. Suarez will become the first lefty starter for the Phillies since Adam Morgan, September 28, 2016. In 3 starts since being promoted from AA Reading to AAA Lehigh Valley, Suarez 22 has allowed just 1 run. So this could be like the super deep trapper keeper sleeper shit that you could use. I don't know. Let's take a look at Suarez here. I want to have a look. Okay, Suarez, he's 7.1. He's 7.1. So possibly somebody to look at. Possibly somebody to look at. All right. Possibly you could take a look at that. All right. So now let's go check out the Phillies against Tyler Mahle. I kind of like the Phillies here, man. Just looking at it on the road versus righties. Let's take a look. Well, I like the Philadelphia Power Bats. That is, 22% K rate, 118 ISO, 315 WOBA. The numbers aren't really there saying jump all over the Phillies, but there are a couple of power bats that I do like. If I get a nice righty matchup, like if I can get Nick Williams or something in a good spot, like in a cleanup or 5-hole, even a 3-hole, I think I can use that. So there's not a lot to love or look at there, but I think I can use a couple of the Philly bats. Next game we got is going to be the Washington Nationals going to Marlins Park to take on Miami Marlins. You got Dan Straley at 4-4 with a 4.02 ERA, 63 Ks. You got Steven Strasburg at 6-7 with a 3.9 earned run average. He's got 101 Ks. Now Strasburg is 7-0 with a 1.13 ERA in his past 7 starts against the Marlins, and he hasn't allowed a run to them since April 3rd, 2017. So that's pretty much as I hate Strasburg. Like I hate how great everybody thinks he is. They think he's like Scherzer, but he's really not. But the success he's had against this team, bro, in a big time pitcher's park, like Marlins Park is big time pitcher's park. I think that I am going to lock this dude in. Look at Marlins Park. It's 28th, one of the larger parks in the league. I'm probably going to lock Strasburg in a lot of my lineups, bro. I think I'm going to lock him in. Let's say the price on him, he's 12K on DraftKings. Let's take a look over on FanDuel. I think he's like 10K on FanDuel. Yeah, he's 10K on FanDuel. I'm going to have some exposure, some deep exposure to Strasburg, without a doubt, without question. I'm going to have some Strasburg exposure. I am. It's kind of no way around it. Realmuto is batting 333 in 20 minute at bats. That could be somebody you want to use if you want to go against the grain, but he's done very well against this team. So love Strasburg here. Washington against Dan Straley. Let's take a look. We've got Rendon not doing well, only 7 at bats. Bryce Harper 13 at bats at 154. Straley is usually pretty tough. He's usually pretty tough. Now, I think let's look at the price on Straley. If you wanted to go there at 6.2, I wouldn't have a major problem with that. We see that the disappointment that the Nats have usually been or has been most of the season. Then you counter the fact that Strasburg will probably hold this Miami team, to a low run total, which means that you're not going to see that overexertion of offense from the Washington Nationals here. So if you wanted to, play Dan Straley, I would not have a major issue with that. But I definitely think that Strasburg is probably one of my favorite pitching prospects on the slate, and that's like a homer call. That doesn't take a genius to see that Strasburg will probably be a great play and a high scoring pitcher on the slate. Let's move on to the next game. We've got the LA Dodgers going to Atlanta to take on the Braves, and the Braves have been stroking, family. The Braves have really been stroking recently. We got Rich Hill, Anibal Sanchez. Sanchez 5-2 with a 2.76 ERA, 70 Ks for him. Rich Hill 3-4 with a 4.26 ERA and 69 Ks. Yo, Sanchez has been balling, bro. Thoughts of Sanchez coming back down to earth have evaporated as he's posted a 2.92 ERA over 4 July starts, 3 of which have come against playoff contenders. He has 41.8 ground ball percentage, will be best since 2014. Now, all that shit sounds great, but you got that kind of small park, and you've got all of those Dodger bats. I want to see exactly where SunTrust is here. Where we at? Where we at, SunTrust? Aggressive. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Ooh, SunTrust. Okay, so far it's been like a great place for pitching. Okay, SunTrust has been a great place for pitching. All right. I ain't fucking with it though. I'm not playing a pitcher against. To me, there's no need. To me, that's just getting too jiggy. That's acting up. That's getting too jiggy. Playing a pitcher, even though it's Anibal Sanchez, he's been pitching very well. That's just getting too jiggy. Playing a pitcher against the Dodgers, it just is, and I don't have any interest in doing that. Manny Machado, 12 at bats, 2 jacks, makes him very playable. Max Muncy will hit a home run against Jesus. That dude has been killing it so far this year. Also, Rich Hill on the other side is left-handed pitcher. We want to go and look at what the Braves do at the crib versus lefties. Let's have a look. This is for the month of July. Atlanta has been stroking. Only 46 at-bats, a 21.7% K rate, 205 ISO with a 387 WOBA. But trust me, the Braves have been stroking all year long. They've been very good. I would have any issue playing the power bats, the right-handed bats from the Braves against Rich Hill. I'm not scared to play against Rich Hill. I don't think a lot of people are going to play Atlanta guys. I love because they can hang up a ton of runs at any moment. So you look at guys like Charlie Culbertson, of course, Freddie Freeman is going to be a guy you can look at. Ronald Acuna Jr., Ozzie Albies. Like I like that. And depending on now, if we get Tyler Flowers. I would much rather Suzuki hit at catcher than Tyler Flowers, but we're going to find out that information tomorrow. Dodger bats, definitely a few guys that you can play. You want to play the lefty-righty matchups here for the Dodger bats. But this could be a game. The funny thing, this game could score high or it could be very low scoring. But either way, man, I'm not going to play with the pitching here. Next game we got is going to be the Oakland A's, actually the hottest team in baseball. At Globe Life Park, Arlington, Texas. They're playing against one of the worst pitchers in the league right now, Bartolo Colon. He's 5-8 with a 4.85 earned run average, 64 Ks. Trevor Cahill has been pitching fairly well. He's 1-2 in 2.95 ERA with 55 Ks for him. Don't really love the pitching here. This park is too small and it's very home run friendly. If you go check out the ESPN joint, you can see it is the most home run friendly park in the league right now. So definitely want to be taking having some exposure to some bats here. I'm just gonna keep playing cats like Chris Davis until the wheels fall off, man. Against Bartolo Colon, there's not a ton of EVP on either side for that matter. But this Oakland team has been hitting too hot, man. And if we take a look at them on the road versus righties, and they've just been very good, very good. 10th rank ISO 192, a 332 WOBA with a 23.8% K rate. Load up on your Oakland bats. We look at Texas at the crib versus right-handers, and they haven't been great for like the long haul, but they've recently started to wake up. Now you see this 24.9% K rate, the 148 ISO, which is very subpar, only a 306 WOBA. But I think over the last few games, man, Texas has really been lighting it up, and I think that they're definitely some bats there that you can use. Definitely. To me, that's going to come more so down to a batting order situation, how they look in the batting order. And I would love to see Nomar Mazara back because he gives that order so much more punch and ability to get on base. So the last game we're going to talk about is going to be the Milwaukee Brewers going to San Francisco to take on the Giants, one of the bigger ballparks in the league. You got Derek Rodriguez, 5-1, 2.72 ERA. We've got 42 Ks for him. We got Wade Miley. He's 1-1 with a 1.56 ERA and 11 Ks for him. San Francisco, man, really solid spot for pitching. If you're looking at it, we got PNC Park, Tropicana. Where are we at? AT&T Park, yeah. 25th in park factors as far as ESPN is concerned. And you know what? It's one of the bigger parks in baseball. I am not against playing Derek Rodriguez here against Milwaukee bats. They do love to strike out. We have a look at them on the road versus right-handed pitching. Let's go check out Milwaukee. Look at that, 26% K rate, only a 118 ISO and a 303 WOBA, 9.9% walk rate. 342 plate appearances for this team in the month of July, and they've struck out 26% of the time. Sign me the fuck up, bro. I like him. Give me some Derek Rodriguez, bro. Wade Miley. Let's take a look at the Giants at the crib versus lefties and see how they've been doing. Take a look at that. All right, not horrible. Well, actually, not great at all. 125 ISO, 322 WOBA, 11.5% K rate. That's not bad. I could play a Giants batter too. If there's a bat, if I get down to my last like 37 or 3800, there's a Giants bat that I like. I could definitely see taking somebody like Andrew, or even Belt maybe, or one of the cheaper guys that they might have. I think I could clean up in that spot. So detailing it, going back over it, the guys that I like in terms of pitching, my favorite pitchers, I like Strasburg. I think Sonny Gray is easily a playable pitcher from the slate. The Derek Rodriguez kid is somebody that I do like. Not a big fan of pitching in the Oakland game or the Atlanta and Dodgers game. So we got Strasburg. We've got Sonny Gray. Derek Rodriguez is a guy that I like. Brian Johnson, I would say, is a usable play. And the Wood kid. The Wood kid from the Wood kid from Tampa is another guy that I kind of like. So, hope you enjoyed the little quick stream, man, where we got to talk about some pitching and kind of lay shit down. Hopefully, if you're part of the VIP, you can join me inside of the VIP and we can chop it up. If you're not, it's very simple. Go to the website, www.dfssweatshop.com. Hey, baby. Go to the website. It is www.dfssweatshop.com. Upon your paid subscription, you'll be welcomed, of course, into the very best daily fantasy group online. We've got a really solid Facebook group, man. We're still rolling, gearing up for football. Join me. Get on in there with us. And remember, we keep it real. We keep it honest. And we always, always keep it 300. Peace. We are out.